Hey guys, Sergeant No Rep here, the greatest judge to ever judge, and welcome to the Judges Locker Room. Today we have important news about penalties handed out by CrossFit HQ. So let's just get into it. So on the screen beside me here we have Frederick Agidius. So if you remember Frederick Agidius, he won 20.2, and I think was he in the top. Anyway, he was in the top 10 for 20.1. So he was handed out a penalty, and we found out this from his Instagram, where he spoke in Danish. So I'm going to run this through the old Judges Locker Room computer and see if I can do a translation here. So let's just let me see if I can get this on big screen here. Hello, my name is Frederick Agidius. I am the husband of Annie Thor's daughter. And I was doing really well at the CrossFit Open this year until CrossFit headquarters decided to give me a major penalty in 20.1. Well, I guess I was jumping with one foot. Whoopsie. Guess my judge could have caught that. Anyway, I respect the penalty, and hopefully I don't get one on 20.2 for not locking out properly overhead. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your time on Instagram. Bye. So there we have from Frederick Agidius talking about his penalty from 20.1. So Box Rock did a story about it, so I'll flip over here. It said a large number of athletes were penalized during the 20.1 for lack of overhead extension. Also for single leg takeoffs, people starting too early. So here's the list that we have. So Samantha Briggs and Frederick Agidius were maybe the biggest names. Cedric Lapointe, Dane Smith, single leg jump off. So Frederick Agidius, after the scores for 20.2 were put in, he was sitting second overall in the Open. So if you check him now, which we can do on the leaderboard, so as you can see, Frederick Agidius sits 489th overall. His score now adjusted with the major penalty is 11:11. If you remember, his score for this was down the 8 minutes. So that obviously, being top 10, it took him to 1,175th overall. So that's a huge hit for Frederick Agidius. So now remember, if he's going for the National Championship of Denmark, let's see if I can do that really quickly here. So National Championship, let's just see if we can find Denmark here. That's not Denmark, it looks like it. Is this Denmark? Yeah. So he's going up against Andre Hulte. So this will be a tight race now because let's see, where's he at? Castor Kellermark, Frederick Agidius. So now Frederick Agidius sits number 8, where he would have sat first overall. So he'll have to climb up quite a bit in the next workouts. And I'm a little scared because I didn't know how CrossFit would judge these and give these penalties. But remember, if you saw my video, I think it was 2 ago, when I was talking about the leaderboard, I said Frederick Agidius in that video, and a lot of other athletes lived in the gray area where they weren't, I didn't feel like they were truly locking out their arms overhead. And I said, I'm going to leave it up to the judges, and that's it. But I'm afraid with this big crackdown here, he may be penalized again. You may see that score drop, and that'll be devastating to him. So just go back to the other people that were given penalties. So people that were penalized for false start. Danny Spiegel, big name. Who do we got here? I think that's really it for the Willie Georges for the guys. Excuse me. Logan Collins. So they were all penalized for a false start. And the ones up above here were lack of extension, ground overhead, or jumping with one foot. That was a big thing. People were twisting and jumping. I mentioned that again, where you can't do that twist and jump off 2 feet. It's very close, but there must have been some really big ones for them to call that. So there's the penalties. So the leaderboard has changed. I'll just flip over to refresh that. So your overall leader now is still Greece Leftris Thendonitis, but now in second, Carl Gudmundsson. In third, we have Giorgio Krakovis, Patrick Vellner in fourth, Josh Vellner in fifth. And we switch over to the women's side. So obviously the biggest name there was Sam Briggs that fell down. So Sarah Sigmundsdottir in first place, Kristen Holte in second, Jamie Green in third, Tia Claire Toomey in fourth, and Emma McQuaid in fifth. So there you are. Major penalties given out for 20.1. I expect to see the same for 20.2, just with that overhead extension. let's watch the open announcement tonight for 20.3. If you haven't seen, I made a video about my prediction behind that. Like, subscribe, join the judges' locker room. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.